So, what I want to be known for when I die is someone who was compassionate. I'm almost 30, and that's a very short time span. Thich Nhat Hanh just passed away at 95 on January 22nd, and he has a great reputation. And people who they meditate a lot and they've reached these transcendent zones, they have a lot that they've contributed to the world. And I'm thinking about myself, what did I contribute to the world thus far? And I created a model, right? I created several models of spiral dynamics, but people aren't really using them. And if they are using them, they're not telling me about it, which is fine. You don't have to, but I also want the credit so that I can, get hired. But in terms of contributing, in terms of like making this world a better place and not just giving people better clarity on what might be happening with the mind as you evolve, I want to be known as someone who was compassionate. So how is that going to happen? So I just want to say that what compassion is in Kabbalah, it's actually mysticism, or harmonizing various different ideas to make something that makes sense and that's coherent for everyone to understand. Because the Kabbalah understood that truth is actually created in the instant that you're talking about it. But they weren't explicit about this because you can't be explicit. Really, when you talk about something, you're creating something. And so harmonization of different ideas is actually creating, it's compassionate for the world. It's helping the world. It's being kind to them. You're not manipulating them, but you're teaching in a way that can help them, even though they don't know that you know the secrets and how knowledge works. And that's how you get your knowledge. And that's the greatest form of compassion. And the compassion that comes from Buddhist teachers, it generally is a compassion that's a byproduct of no thinking and no mind, which adopts the highest of minds, the one mind. Or some people call it God, some people call it Dharma, some people call it Hashem. Maybe there's different aspects of these things in various religions, the light or Ein Sof. But one thing is certain is that there is a higher knowledge that's not themselves that's speaking. And instead of me saying that that's the highest place, I say, let me bring that towards me so that the Or Ein Sof could come out through this regular person. And this regular person, even though he sounds normal in the year 2022, could be phenomenal in helping shape the lives of millions in decades to come. The thing is, right now, I only have about 59 subscribers, and I'm seen as a person who probably has disabilities, probably undiagnosed various disorders, if not OCD. And that's the kind of accusations that people are tempted to get from stage orange and even stage yellow lens sometimes. But in the future, I would say 10 years, maybe even 5 years, people are going to look at my videos and say, wow, this is a very intelligent person. I can't believe I haven't come across him yet. And the reason for that is because paradigms change. Once you realize someone is not different, someone shouldn't be excluded from you, then, you should factor them in. So even though I don't look Buddhist, even though I don't look like someone who's your classic, calm, and compassionate person, I still am compassionate in my own hidden way that people may not be able to readily pinpoint as compassionate. And one day, when we advance, we'll say, okay, I see what he was doing. That was very compassionate of him. But until then, it may not happen. So I'm making this video so, if I'm ever gone, hopefully in 80 years, a long time from now, but you'll know my intent, and you'll know that, I'm a good guy. And you'll know that everything I'm saying is coming from a good place. I'm wanting to help people and not trying to exploit anyone, not trying to create duality, but rather to help understand it, understand how things function, so we can, kind of take the power back without completely forcing ourselves to be non-dual all the time. So that's what I want to be known for. It's realizing that duality is part of duality, non-duality is part of duality, and duality is part of non-duality. The one who understands this is most compassionate in many ways because they're factoring more angles, and they really help the world in ways that was harder to see in earlier times.